Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to our discussion today. Let's talk about how to use step 4 of the SOAP process or the SOAP framework. P for progress. How do we know if we're making progress? How do we know the action we took yesterday worked? We're going to ask ourselves 3 questions about progress today and answer them. I'll use the example of Marcus and Josh and Hunter and Mark, his boss, as an example so that you can figure out how to do this for yourself. And then I will share a very cool progress worksheet that I created to use in my relationship for business and for my personal life in order to hold myself accountable and to actually notice if progress is happening. So let's grab our magnifying glass and let's take a look first at Marcus and Josh's situation. Remember, Marcus and Josh are co-founders of an organization, and Marcus is feeling like he and Josh are not on the same page. They're struggling with decisions. He's afraid they're not aligned and they're not heading in the same direction. So what he did, and the questions are, number 1, ask these 3 questions. What progress would look like? How do you know if you're making progress if you don't identify what it's going to look like? How might you measure it? How might we measure and know if we're making progress? And then we want to ask ourselves whether the chosen action worked or if adjustments need to be made. Do I have to take a different action? Do I have to just wait longer? Do I have to do what I did once again, etc.? So with Marcus and Josh, the action taken was Marcus scheduled a strategy session to align on their long-term vision for the organization. Signs of progress might include the conversation felt productive, not combative when they got together. Josh and Marcus agree on 1 to 2 key priorities moving forward, and less second guessing or tension in the day-to-day decisions as they're making them. I personally would suggest that they come together and agree on a decision-making framework or process that they use going forward, but that's just me. How to measure, are they making faster or more confident decisions? Yes or no? It's a little subjective, but you know how long it takes to make a decision, and if there's a lot of contention on making that decision, or if you just automatically say, yep, this is in alignment with what we're doing, go. Did the meeting end with a shared next step or renewed clarity? If not, they're probably not on the same page yet. And finally, fewer miscommunications or conflicting messages to the team. So the people that are helping them implement the actions that they're taking as a business, are they feeling like they have 2 different bosses and one wants them to go in one direction and one wants to go the other? If you've ever had 2 bosses in your life, which I actually have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's hard to answer to 2 masters. And then finally, did it work? If the session ended with clear alignment and better energy, yes, it worked. If the tension still lingers, it may be time to implement another option. Maybe clearer roles for each of them, or bringing in a coach or somebody to help facilitate how they should work together and set a framework up for how they work together moving forward. Hunter and Mark, same 3 points. Action taken, he requested a formal performance review. Signs of progress for Mark would include, or might include, Mark agrees and schedules a review. Hunter receives clear, structured feedback. Confidence increases because expectations are now known. He knows what to expect. He knows is more confident in if he's headed in the right direction, or if what he's doing matters, or if he needs to increase some skills or whatever he needs to do to make sure that he's meeting Mark's needs as his boss and his role as part of the organization. Is there a confirmed meeting on the calendar? Would be a sign of progress. Did the review provide both positive and constructive feedback? Is Hunter leaving the meetings feeling more certain about his performance? Does it actually, that would be signs of progress. And then did it work? If the review happened and clarified Hunter's standing, yes. If Mark brushes it off or offers vague feedback, Hunter might try option number 2. Ask for feedback on specific projects to dig deeper into and get the feedback that he needs to do his job how he wants to do it. He wants to do a good job, right? Or he wouldn't have taken the job in the first place. So I like to create systems and things to automate processes once I figure out what they're going to be. So for example, for the relationship progress, I created this worksheet that I can do once a week, once a month, whatever time frame seems to make sense. But it's super simple. It's a progress tracker, step 4, SOAP framework, Be a Better You Annual Challenge, day 28. The date, April 5th, I created it. And relationship focus, what relationship I'm working on. And so I could do this with one relationship, and then I can add and use the same process and the same progress tracker for other relationships that I want to improve in my business or in my life. And then I just do a daily check-in. And some days I might not interact with the person that I'm working on the relationship with at all. And so I would leave those blank. But this is a weekly tracker. So for each day, there's the questions. Did I interact? Yes or no? What happened? Just a little line for notes. Signs of progress? Yes or no? That could be a plus or a minus, or an up arrow or a down arrow, whatever I feel like. And then how did I feel? How did you feel? With respect to the interaction. And then once a week, I answer these reflective questions, or maybe once a week right now as I'm doing the SOAP framework, but maybe then it becomes monthly. Monthly, I'll ask myself and do a check-in with the relationship. So then it becomes a monthly tracker, not a weekly tracker. Some relationships require us looking at them and paying attention to them every single week. Other relationships, not so much. I guess the level of importance of the relationship and the amount of challenge that you're having with the relationship would determine the frequency at which you're going to do something like track and pay attention and do daily actions. So what are the reflective questions? Same that we're asking. What changes, big or small, did you notice in the relationship this week? Number 2, how has your own energy or mindset shifted since taking action? Number 3, did the action work? If yes, how will you build on it? If not, what might you try next? And then finally 4, what does progress look like for you in the next 7 days? Maybe it's just I have a conversation with the person twice in the next 7 days. Whatever it is for you, depending on the relationship, depending on how important it is for your business. So, love to hear your take on this. Did you take action? Did you actually implement the SOAP framework this week and try it on a relationship in your organization? I encourage you to do so. I'd also love to hear how it went for you. Share in the comments below. Also, hit me up with any questions you might have. Have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.